Let's get a check now on the forecast with Peyton Malone.
Thank you, Brianna. You know, we are watching the tropics closely, but our concern level locally remains extremely low. Impacts for us are not going to be anything too wild, but Florida still getting ready for a major hurricane strike. Let's start with the latest. And the good news is it is not rapidly organizing this morning. We still don't have a well-defined center. We still don't have a depression, named storm, or hurricane. So the longer we can put off intensification, the better. But we do think that's going to come to an end here in the next day as we see this organize more. Now, movement northwest at 8 miles an hour. And before you get nervous, it's going to look like it's coming right at us for today and into tonight. But it is expected to make that turn later on tonight and into tomorrow as it moves closer to Florida. Now, we got two hurricane hunters. That's Keesler. That's the Air Force. That's NOAA. They come out of Florida. They're both flying in it this morning. They're going to try to find a low-level center. If they find it, then we will probably have a named storm at some point later today. Let's show you the official track that just dropped about 30 minutes ago. You can see they're moving northwest through today, becoming a named storm. It will near Cancun and Cozumel later on tonight. They are getting ready for maybe a strong tropical storm or hurricane around the communities there. It will ride right near the Yucatan Channel, and then look, here's the turn. Late tonight and early tomorrow morning, it starts to make that turn to the north, strengthening in the Gulf of Mexico. We think we're going to have significant strengthening late Wednesday into Thursday, and then landfall. Here it is, major hurricane in Florida as we get into Thursday evening. And it looks like the Big Bend is still the most likely area, but remember, the cone exists because that center could travel anywhere inside the cone. Impacts will extend far away from the cone because this is going to be a fairly large storm with the big wind field. So expecting impacts all up and down the west coast of Florida there. So why do we still think it's making that turn? I promise, we seem to be locked in on these steering currents right now. Now, the reason it's traveling northwest right now, looking like it's coming right at us, it's riding under this ridge of high pressure. But this ridge will begin to weaken tonight and early tomorrow thanks to this trough of low pressure to our north. You can see the ridge weakens enough. That's what allows it to turn to the north, and then it gets, once again, slingshotted up into this upper level low. We call this the Fujiwara effect. Two low pressures interacting with each other. That'll get absorbed up into it, but that's why it's taking that track up into Florida. On the same token, this is going to speed it up as it nears landfall, and that means those strong winds are going to penetrate further inland. I do think Georgia and South Carolina are going to see some fairly significant wind threats from this, maybe winds 70, 80 miles an hour there. Our high-resolution models show that system right near Cancun and Cozumel late tonight and tomorrow morning, and then lifting to the north, rapidly intensifying, making landfall in Florida. You can see those winds there. They really get cranking later on tomorrow and into Thursday. Watch the colors, yellow to white. That's your major hurricane status right off the west side of Florida there, and then making landfall somewhere. Tallahassee, Gainesville is probably where the worst of it's going to be. For us, we'll have breezier winds on Thursday, and once again, that's the extent of it. The good news, this is going to pull in some drier, nicer feeling air. Rainfall totals, I've got some rain the next couple of days, but it doesn't look like anything major. Of course, you see your bigger tropical rains the further you get towards the center of the storm, but for us, it's either the next 7 days, we don't have any significant rain in the forecast. So our 7-day, it really is looking nice. I noticed it's a little less humid this morning. It will still be quite warm today at 90, 10% chance of rain. Couple showers tomorrow, high of 88. Thursday is breezy with a north wind, less humid, mid-80s. It will start to get that fall fill in the air in the morning hours. Friday and Saturday morning, I've got 60s potentially on both sides of the lake, so that's nice. And then we'll have the 80s all the way through the weekend. Bree?